the black people, the children of Africa. I greet you from wherever you may be watching me from, be it from the motherland, in the USA, or in the Caribbean. Black people, if you're just like me, I know that you're tired of being an underdog in this world, and usually this manifests itself in different forms. But the most common of this manifestation is a situation where, let's say you're seated in a room, and then another person enters who is a non-African, and automatically he presumes to be superior than you. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the various things that we have to do as black people so that we can earn our respect in this world and be respected by all the races. But right before we proceed, have a look at this video.
Who taught you, please, who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you? We teach you to love the hair that God gave you. Here you way out in the middle of the ocean, can't swim, and you worried about someone that's in the bathtub and can't swim. We don't steal, we don't gamble, we don't lie, and we don't cheat. And that also deprives the government of revenue, because you can't get into a whiskey bottle without getting past the government seal. You can't open a deck of cards without getting past the government seal. Here's a white man makes the whiskey and then puts you in jail for getting drunk. He sells you the cards and the dice and puts you in jail when he catches you using them. So he's against us because we fix it where he can't catch you anymore. We take the dice out of your hands and the cards out of your hand and the whiskey out of your head. The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
So, the black people, this speech was made a long time ago by Malcolm X. And if you ask me, this speech has more significance today in the black community than it had many years when it was made. So, today I'm going to discuss various aspects and various mindset shifts that we need as black people so that we can realize our true potential and become prosperous people in this world. And the first aspect that I'm going to discuss, or rather the question that I'm going to ask, is who taught us to hate our native languages? You know, the African continent is home to more than 3,000 different types of languages. These are native languages. But yet you find that most Africans, especially millennial parents, are not comfortable speaking these languages. They don't even want to teach their children these languages. And I believe this is the epitome of self-hatred, and it must come to an end. So time has come for us to embrace our native African languages, and teach our children these languages, because our kids have a right to learn the language of their ancestors. and for the people who are born and raised outside of the African continent. What I'm going to say is that it is very important for them to make an initiative to learn at least one Pan-African language, native language, because this is going to make communication between the black people all over the world much more simpler. And if a native African language is provided in the syllabus of your country, well and good. But if it's not, that is not an excuse, because we live in the information age, and there are various social media platforms like YouTube, which you can utilize and become fluent in one of the native African languages. And by doing this, it will become much more simpler for you to connect better with the African continent and the black people all over the world. And the second aspect that we have to change as the black people of this world is that we have to change this mindset that we have had for a long time, that our accents, are not to be embraced. One thing that we have to realize is that for most black people, the Western languages, be it English, be it French, or be it Portuguese, these are third or fourth languages to us. They are not our first languages, And so, of course, we are going to have an accent. And this should not be a source of ridicule. We should not, make fun of our African brothers whenever they mispronounce some English names or some Portuguese names. But rather, we must understand that we also have a history, we also have languages, and that we must always embrace them and stop trying to be like the white man. Yeah. And the other aspect that I'm going to discuss today, or a mindset shift that we need as the black people, is that we have to embrace, our appearances. And specifically, I want us to talk about embracing the color and the texture of our hair. And the reason why I say this is that all over the world, black people are the only race that have unique hair. This is because we are the only race in this world that has hair that defies gravity, unlike these other communities. So I don't realize why many black people, try to be like the Westerners or Asians insofar as our hair is concerned. We must be proud of the color and the texture of our hair and realize that no other race in this world has hair like we do. And this should be a source of, pride, and not a source of, feeling bad about ourselves. And the other aspect that we have to change as the black people is about our complexion. Well, we have a dark complexion, at least most of us. I have realized that there is a tendency in the African continent, and I'm very sure that it also happens to the black people who are living outside the African continent, where we are not proud of the complexion of our skin. And this is usually experienced where we find that many black people, especially men, are fetishizing over, light-skinned ladies. Time has come for us to realize that there is nothing wrong with the black skin, and we must, embrace the black people or our blackness, and this is going to help the continent, to help us become more confident about our appearances and who we are in this world. And the last point that I'm going to discuss today is about our names. Names are very important. Our names distinguish us, from other people. And names, according to many African customs, they are a source of blessings, and they provide a way for us, to connect with our ancestors. So, which names for us, the names of white people have no significance or importance, over us, and we must come to realize this fact. And so it is very important for us, to become comfortable with adopting exclusive African names. And this, obsession with having white names must come to a stop among the black people all over the world. So if you'd like to watch more of this content, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you can continue enjoying this type of content. Thank you so much.